the main event, Jared Cannonier versus Sean Strickland. I believe Cannonier coming in ranked number 3 in the division. Strickland coming in number 7.
Yeah, they dropped him quite a bit, huh? After he got knocked out.
Yeah, they're like, you know what?
We've seen enough. We used your ranking.
Yeah, Alex Pajeda knocked him back all the way to number 7.
Yeah, they're like, hey, yeah, we definitely leveraged you to get a title shot. Go back down to 7 now.
For sure.
Damn.
But hey, for me, this was like a classic Sean Strickland fight. He doesn't have a very wide stance, which kind of helped him out, because he was able to take a step back with a lot of Jared Cannonier's kicks, and avoid some of those calf kicks. But very efficient, he picks his shots when he wants to throw with a lot of power or expend a lot of energy, and it's not very often.
It's not very often. Yeah, this was like a textbook Sean Strickland fight. It was also a textbook Jared Cannonier fight where, like, you just want that extra step, like, right at the end. It's like, don't stop. And it's like, damn it. And then it's like, he goes and you're like, oh, that's the setup. But it's like, oh, wait, no, that was the attack. Okay. And then it's just all set up and then never a follow through. He did eventually towards the end of the fight. I thought it was an entertaining fight. It was a cool stylistic matchup. I thought Cannonier was going to have much more success getting around the framing guard of Sean Strickland. And the whole fight, he kind of had the whole first round he fought southpaw, which was like open stance, right? And it took away his outside leg kick because it basically made the outside leg kick come off his lead leg instead of his rear leg. And I was like, man, this is like when you watch Sean Strickland fight, he keeps his feet so close together and he crosses his feet so much. Like any boxing coach would be like, dude, this guy's terrible.
But it's weird because when he does get hit, he's rarely caught off balance, it seems like.
Well, so that second round, Cannonier comes out orthodox, which is where he can throw that outside leg kick. It also sets up the lead left hook that Pajeda showed, like, hey, if you want to get around his framing, the left hook is what you throw. You don't throw overhands because then he can lean back and frame out and see it a mile away. The left hook is much shorter, right? So I was like, cool, this is where you need to fight Strickland. You got to be in the orthodox stance. And then he started blasting that leg kick, and I was like, perfect. He keeps landing it as Strickland's crossing his feet. And then Strickland was like, are we leg kicking? And then started checking him. He had some of the nastiest checks that I've seen in a long time. He checked like 3 or 4. It was like, dude, just stop throwing the leg kick. You're not setting it up anymore. Like, he knows it's coming. Like, I was very impressed by Strickland's ability to adapt to that leg kick, because the leg kick it seems like it's always there when you watch a Strickland fight, because his feet are so close together. He plants. He's planted on both of them constantly. But he did a good job defending against that.
Yeah, that was one of the things that was surprising. The other thing that was surprising is you'll see like Wonderboy Thompson, Conor McGregor with that wide like karate stance, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times those are the ones that you see get caught with the leg kicks a lot more because their legs so far out, right?
It's out there. Yeah.
Yeah. But with that karate stance, it seems like there's extra light on their feet and they're able to like step back really quick whenever there's any attack coming in forward. And Strickland with his legs like really narrow, his stance really narrow, he still has the ability to shuffle back. Instead of taking one big step back, he like shuffles back 2 or 3 times like really quickly, and he was able to avoid some Cannonier shots. And classic Strickland still in that like narrow stance, even when he shuffles back, he's able to counter with like a 1-2. But yeah, like you said, it's just textbook fight from Strickland Cannonier.
There was.
Did you feel like Cannonier definitely did enough?
I didn't know who the hell. At round 3, I was like, I'm done even trying to score this fight. It doesn't make. It's like, no matter who they decide, it's going to be fine for me because it was so even. And then from that point, the 4th and 5th, I was like, cool. It was an interesting matchup. It was like the whole time I was watching it was, I think what I was thinking at least was, is Cannonier, before time runs out, is he gonna figure out Strickland and figure out how to get around this guard? He kind of did at the end there. He started landing some shots in the 5th round. I wasn't mad at the decision either way, to be honest. Funny scorecards though. That shows you how close it is. I saw some people saying that like, how does one judge give it 49-46 to Strickland and the other judge gives it 49-46 to Cannonier? It's like, because it was fucking close. There was most of the rounds, there was really no, in my opinion, there was no, like, he definitely won that round. There was no decisive
I think
rounds.
the pressure in the fourth and the fifth from Cannonier, because Strickland was stopping a lot of Cannonier's forward movement. Like he'd shuffle back, hit him with the jab, and then Cannonier would kind of just stop in his tracks and reset, right? In the fourth and fifth round, he would eat a jab and then string some punches together. He'd have Strickland shuffle back up against the fence, and then he'd be able to put a couple hooks together, a hook and a right together or something that would end up landing on Strickland. So I felt like he separated himself a little bit more in the later rounds. But the first rounds were definitely really, really close.
Yeah, it's funny because not one round was unanimous for all three judges. They didn't agree on one round. And this honestly, I was Sam's up in town. We were watching it, and I was like, honestly, dude,
shout out Sam.
Yeah, shout out Sam. I was like, why? It kind of sucks for me, at least, that there has to be a 10-8 round for a draw to happen. Because, like, if they said this was a draw, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. It didn't really seem like one of the guys definitely won. But there can't be a draw unless there's a 10-8 round, which kind of sucks in my opinion. I feel like draws aren't the worst thing in the world. I get it. Sometimes
especially with a fight like this.
Yeah. Some people are disappointed at the end of the night when it ends in a draw. They want to see a winner. But, like, I don't really care, to be honest. I just want to see, like, the truest, like, outcome from the fight. And if that's a draw, then that's a draw,
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I
does it mean that I want to watch it again?
This fight?
No, I don't want to watch this again. If it ended in a draw, would I want to see a rematch? Not really. If
it ended in a draw, I mean, you'd say, hey, Cannonier just stays at number 3, Strickland stays at number 7, but we just don't match him up again.
Yeah, exactly. Because then, the middleweight division's so deep, they have plenty of guys they can fight.
Yeah. All right, man. I really don't have much else on that fight. This is probably a main event most recently that we don't spend 15 to 20 minutes talking about because there's so much going on.
I do want to give a shout out to Paul Felder. Again, his post-fight interviews are insanely good. He's like asking questions about the fight. He's like, I saw you switch to the leg kick in the second round. Was that like a game plan or is that something you saw in the fight? And Cannonier's like, oh no, that was like, we had a few plans to deal with his jab and his framing. And like, that was the only one that worked. And he's like, we had a few other ones. Those didn't work. Leg kicks worked for a while. Went with that plan. And it's like, that's what I want to hear in a post-fight interview. Not, how did it feel to win? Like, I want to hear about like the actual fight. You know what I mean?
For sure. And I love, I mean, it's a small things, right? But like anytime that a fighter asks for mic time, I can't think of a time that Felder denied him.
I know.
Like he'll go back and he'll
need this.
he'll hold the mic up. And like, I think it was like with Manel Kopp, he's holding it up and then he's like slowly, and then he taps on his back like, okay, dude, but
that's it.
where DC or somebody else would have been like, sorry, dude, producers tell me I got to walk away, man. All that time.
I'm a company man. Hey, did you watch the whole card with commentary? Like all the fights with commentary?
Most of them. So last night, we're taking the kids to a Christmas at the Star. And it's like the whole Santa thing. We've done it for 6 years in a row now. So your boy here was watching some fights with no commentary while we were on the road on the way over there.
Okay, because there was a few fights. The Bruce Leroy fight was one of them. There was a few fights where like there was so much dead air that I was like, what? I thought there was something wrong with the audio. And then like Brendan Fitzgerald would say something and like no one's responding. And it was just quiet for like another 45 seconds. And I was like, are their mics not working? Like what's going on? It was really weird.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was the Bruce Leroy fight where like the first minute there was no talking. It's really weird.
It's like you're sitting in the apex, just silent.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.